So, hello everyone. Welcome to our awareness meetings, totally free online. So, welcome to this day that we will dive deeply into this important subject of our lives that are authentic relations and how to remain free in authentic relations. But I want to say hello to everyone before we really start to dive in this deep and important subject in our days. So, welcoming everyone and wanting to let you know that I use a platform that I don't see your names when you write. So please, when you want to say hello and write your name so I understand who you are. And you can even write the name of your country. We are more and more international, big family of people that they are really looking, questing for their consciousness, to remember, to release, to embrace, to let go all the conditioning, and to really live from a very authentic place inside through their principles, what they think that is important. And so welcoming everyone. Today we will have an amazing talk and questions from a very good friend that is Naid from Portugal. She's a university teacher, she's a PR, she's a journalist, but you know, for me, she's that is just her CV. Yeah, for me, she's an amazing human being with a very open heart, a true quest. She's really authentic, and that's why I'm so happy to receive her, so she can really ask the right question. So hello everyone. Hello Simon. Hello Muha. Hello Christina. Hello Jumana. Hello everyone. Hello from Serbia. Elena from Romania. Hello everyone. Taya from Israel. Hoping that your life is going in the best way that is possible. So welcoming everyone in this moment, and I hope your day was a good day in your country. So hello from Bulgaria. Hello everyone. Welcome to this moments where we all dive deep together in different topics and subjects. And it has been an amazing journey that we have been doing together. So hello Flipa and Bulgaria again. Hello everyone. Welcome to this awareness online free meetings. So today, before we start, let's just come back to ourselves so we can be present for what we come here to do, that is to allow ourselves to self-inquiry, to share our own wisdom, our own questions and doubts, and I will always answer in the best way that I can. And of course, you know how I position myself. I position as a person that I do my best to raise my own conscious and to support your own. So if my answers resonate in you and help you, fantastic. If my answers or my thoughts doesn't resonate in you, fantastic. You don't need to follow my ideas. It's really an open place to really dive deep into wisdom that we all share together. So hello Amber from Lithuania. So everyone, take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Take another deep breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Sensing your body in that chair or on the floor or in the car, wherever you are. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling what part of your body have some tensions. Bringing your attention there and just breathe there. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Allowing the air to come inside of your body and to relax those places, inviting some relaxation to your body. Breathing in, breathing out, welcoming inside of you this moment. Breathing in, breathing out. Allowing yourself to open your heart to what is happening right now to yourself. Breathing in, breathing out, allowing any emotion to be present without avoiding or repressing. Maybe for some of you, a sense of calmness is here already. And for the others, if your mind is busy, just take another deep breath. And another one. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. So, today we have a question from Naid, and I was saying that she is a writer, she is a PR, she is a journalist, she is a university teacher, she is an amazing woman. But I was saying that, that is her CV and creativity. That's why she blossoms in that sense. But for me, she's an amazing woman, full of authenticity, full of open heart. We worked together for a long time, and she always exposed herself with so much bravery that each time that I'm with her, I feel spring surrounding all of us, and pure words of joy and joy in sense of being alive, liveness, and pure words of wisdom of someone that is really being present for what is going on with her, has the acceptance of the moment and not trying to be someone. So today I want to invite Naid to ask me a question that is very important for many people, and I receive so many emails and message asking me about this subject. That is, how can I have an authentic relation with someone without losing my freedom? But Naid will expose her own thoughts and feelings about this, and I will answer the best way that I can, of course. So I'm introducing Naid Muller in this moment. Naid, you need to take your... Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, dear, for your presentation. You are an inspiration. You know, I love you so much. Yeah, I will skip that part because I will be very sentimental here. Yeah, at this point of my life, I'm 39. I am investing a lot in my career, because I need to feel connected with what I do. I need to feel that I bring something to the world. I'm working in a PhD about human rights, and yeah, and lots of inspiration come from this work that we do together for many years. Okay, but at this point, I am I am feeling the need at 39. I'm not a mother, and maybe because of the all the restrictions and all the loneliness I feel during these days of more departed from people, I start thinking a lot about having a family, a partner, a man uh, that I could build something, you know, like a relationship over time, a functional, because this is the key, something that can be functional. Because yeah, it's easy to build relationships, but something that works really. But at the same time, I feel like I am really a citizen of the world. I have a spirit, free spirit. I don't think I'm monogamic by nature. I don't think. I don't know if I believe in that actually. So it seems to me like I have two contradictory desires. And when I go and be honest with people, when I know people and I am authentic, usually they run away from me. Like, you're crazy. You have you have like strange freak ideas about relationships. And really, I am very worried about the ethic of relationships. I'm not speaking about lack of honesty. That's my preoccupation, because if we have sometimes this need to be free, we should be honest about that and bring that and be able to bring that issues to the relationship. But usually, what I find when I put these preoccupations in the table is a kind of I will run away from you because you are a strange woman. So yeah, at this point, I don't know how to articulate these two parts of me: the need to be honest, to be ethic, to speak about things as we feel that if we look for another person, okay, let's talk about that. That's no taboo here. That's no drama. But I feel a bit alone in this mindset, you know. So but I don't want to pretend I'm another kind of person in order to have this relationship. So yeah, this is my dilemma right now, my my thing, because it looks like we need to choose, or I need to choose about having lots of relationships and being a cosmopolitan and very independent woman and very, you know, like, or I need to choose. But I think in my heart, really honestly, that I can be both. I just cannot materialize that, because when I speak to people about these beliefs, I always find uh, barriers, you know, like not they are not open to my way of seeing these possibilities. Um,
Okay, let's ask everyone, what do you feel about this? Do you feel this duality inside of you, everyone? And the ones that you have some comments, please write to us right now. What are your comments on this? So we understand how is the group. I understand that we are at the internet, as we are being used to the last, I don't know, 9 months. And so write me please here in the comments, how do you feel? Are you really authentic in your relation? Do you feel that your partner can have the space to be authentic and respect who you are? Can you bring your questions to the relation, or do you need to sell parts of yourself in terms that to have a relation somehow you can't really be who you are? So let us know, how do you feel, and what are your questions too. And I will go on with speaking while you write here. I totally relate, always, yes. So we can really discuss in a very open way. Completely, I believe that the world has been evolving everywhere, but relationships still are behind, yes. or die to imposition of society or family or culture or even the way we are educated and formatted. So Naid, we are not alone, huh?
Hey,
Honestly, by what, and I hear many people, I can say more than 1,000 thousands people, I hear their concerns, and this is a topic that is being very important to our, especially to our generation, that we are daughters and sons of parents that they had to fight for freedoms and rights, but at the same time they were totally inside of that way of living. And now we are the ones that somehow we don't fight for freedoms and rights, but we already have them. So for example, as the women, we can divorce if we are independent, we don't need to stay in the relation. So if we go, let me just read here. Nobody's 100%, let me just, many people here. Completely, I believe the world or the imposition constantly return to this issue in my relationship, trying to learn not to lose myself. I broke up some time ago, last month. I was feeling like cheating on myself. No, nobody is 100% honest in a relationship unless they are really courageous. Unfortunately, insecurity doesn't permit too much sincerity, especially if you are a man. Oh, my heart. I totally hear you, Nunu, and my heart at the same time just shrinks a little bit, but I totally hear you and relate to that too. Always authentic with my partner, but not always authentic with myself. I'm learning in progress. My God, Naid is exactly saying what I am experiencing in my life. People run away, and I feel that we can be both. Baby, you are not alone, and thank you so much for this pinpoint question, Esperata. Thank you, João. Although I feel I have space to be myself, also agree there could be a room for deepened understanding and openness. So let's just start. If we go, and history is our memory, correct? If we don't have the memory of our ancestors, we didn't know how they were relating. But if we look to history, we had a big development. And so we are the generation that we are totally free to decide when to break a relation, when to start. At the same time, we are having all these memories and we are coming out of generation that they were still living there, and we had the first women and men divorcing, and they were really brave. They were opening the door for us. So all my deepest gratitude to these people that they were fighting for our freedom. But we are coming to a point in society that is, who are we? If and I'm not speaking about countries that they are still in a different layer of development, there's no rights and freedoms, but in this moment, who are you? Because now at the conceptual part of life we can do whatever we want, but if we see most of us we can't, and we can't, why are we afraid to be authentic? Why are we afraid to speak about openly with our most intimate ones? And this always goes back to the same situation, that is conditioning. For example, Naid, and I know that you did already, you are a very conscious person and you have kilometers of work. Yeah. The question is, the conditioning that now is not so tight in you, but is still there. How that conditioning doesn't really allow you to believe that you can have this. Because with you, we are not speaking about a person that she's still in conditioning and she doesn't understand that she can choose anything. With you, we are not speaking with a person that she's not aware about their own wounds, and their own wounds bring her to a certain way of behavior and attract the same people. With you, we are speaking with a person that she is already highly aware of her own conditioning, that she already melted, destroyed, integrated all the years of understanding, crying, breaking down, rebuilding. So you are already aware of all these parts that come and start to destroy the new way of relating for yourself. That is, I want to remain authentic, but I want to have a family. How can I have a true partner and be authentic? What is the part of your own conditioning that doesn't allow you to believe?
Maybe education. I was educated in a very Catholic conservative way that I am working all my life to free from that. But yeah, and this need to adapt to circumstances and to people in order to make things easy. Maybe that's $1 million question, but it's the good question. What is, yeah, or it can be both. That intellectually I know exactly what I want, but I'm still dealing with all this exterior conditionings, like, okay, this is not possible, you are crazy. It's still a voice in my mind, own mind before the others, saying to me that, yeah, you want everything, no one has everything, you need to choose, you need to be very adult, very responsible, or you are something, you are black or white. But I really don't believe in this kind of mindset, black or white mindset. But yeah, maybe I am being conditioning by this voice that says to me that I need to choose. I'm almost 40. I have age to be an adult now. I yeah, but I don't want to choose. I don't think if I will be a mom or a wife of someone, I don't want to let go the other parts of me, because I really feel, and they are the ones that bring some magic to my life, some adventure, some dangerous, that I know, some butterflies in my belly, and I don't want to leave that. I don't want to grow old in that way. So yeah, but probably it's my inner voice telling me that I'm crazy.
So I have another question. Are you responsible for your own free will?
Yeah, I believe I am at this.
Okay. So, if we are responsible for our own free will and we totally understand that any point, independently, even the person itself or the situation, we can always choose. You can understand that the other person has the same possibility to do the same, correct?
Yes.
So, you can imagine there's more people like you.
Yeah. No. Sometimes we just don't speak about the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, in our days, maybe it's harder. How can I find someone if we are not free to travel or to meet in the coffee break as we were speaking? How can we meet the other person behind the screens? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this fear. And do you feel that in your normal life you don't find so many people that they are conscious? Do you feel that you can meet many people that they are already in the path of self-awareness, being responsible for their own feelings and decisions? Or you feel that most of people are still in a paradigm that is achieving goals, but the ultimate part of their own, they don't really know themselves?
Actually, in my life, like a professional, friendships, everything, I feel I'm very lucky. Almost 100% of people, I feel they are very conscious, very inspiring. My teachers, everybody. In a romantic way, it's a kind of different. I am still attracting some immaturity, some older men or women like with 50, but I feel they are like childs with very daddy and mommy issues to solve. But this is just my feeling. It's very personal here. I am, but yeah, it's two levels of my life. My 100% of my life, friends, family, job. I am very lucky. I feel I have mainly conscious people, but in my romantic or kind of this is still not so. Sometimes I still attract, and this is another level, different kind of connections, like yeah, you know, and of course this, if I'm speaking about immaturity, of course I believe I am reflecting some part of myself that is still not very.
So, what in you are going and choose them exactly those kind of people? What in you are still choosing that?
Hmm. Maybe some kind of need to be, or to save someone, or to be saved. I don't know, because this is the part is very tricky for me, because in an intellectual level I know exactly what I should do, but then in an energetical level or soul level or whatever, things happen in another way. So
At the emotional level, maybe?
emotion, yeah, emotional.
Yeah. So the question sometimes for all of us, all night, is if I am in this relation, what is the part in me that still needs to heal? Because look, normally people they have big conditioning from their childhood. The way we love other people is totally related, is a reflect of how we learned to love and how we were loved. So, and I can speak about myself, and you know, I had a sexual abuse, and most of the time in less and less, of course, with a lot of work, but most of the time when I was not really aware of that, when I was 16, 17, and even with a lot of work, attracting the abusers. So when I find myself in situations with the abusers, more than look outside saying he is the abuser, she is the abuser, I turn that question to myself. Where am I still not seeing this? Where I am still blind, and all the memories of these kind of relations is still vibrating inside of me. And why? And this is an opportunity to look inside and heal one more layer. So what is the part in you that is still in a need of immaturity to reflect something about you?
Maybe I should grab that question for future work. I don't know, really. Actually, it's kind of, maybe I have some resistance to to grow up uh, on an emotional level, or
You, when you say maturity on the emotional level without thinking, what that brings to you, maturity?
that I'm speaking about empathy, about not just this is what I want, like child. They have needs, and we need to fulfill their needs. It's very difficult for me to relate with that on an adult. Oh, I need that. I need you to take care of me. I need some attention. I need. And maybe, and yeah, that's my thing of immaturity. Or I have some traumas, and now you have to be patient with me, and you have to deal with all my traumas. And you are not you know, I hear this a lot, that I'm not, I have very young energy. I'm not like the typical woman, that caretaker, you know, like, oh, I need you to take care of me. But but I have met it in another way. So yeah, I relate to this. This is the kind of immaturity that usually makes me uncomfortable.
So the more we are self-aware, the more we work in ourselves, the more we can see when we project on the other what we could work on ourselves. So most of the time, and what I've been learning in life is, if we come to a relation without needing anything from the other person, there's an integrity of true relation. Because when we come from a needy part, because we didn't have love in the past, because we didn't have the right attention, because your mother was really repressive and now we want freedom, yeah, yeah, or because your father didn't give you, not you, to everyone speaking John, the attention, now you become a person that wants attention. The more we work in ourselves, the more we can fulfill the needs that they were not fulfilled. At our emotional healing, we are always speaking about this, always speaking about this. If you don't know what are your true needs, you will project on the other always that, so you can find a way to fulfill them in a very unconscious way. So if we all come to a point that we work on ourselves, we become responsible for our own emotions, we can see the pattern of behavior, we need to understand how we can fulfill for ourselves. When we relate with another person, we are what? Present for ourselves, and automatically we become present for the other. So, not needing nothing. I want to be with you, but I don't need you. You are not the cause of my joy. You are not the cause of my dignity, integrity. I am the dignity. I am the integrity. I know how can I fulfill myself to even to rest when I need a rest. I don't need you to put me to rest. That brings two people together in a totally different level of quality of relations. And we don't need to play the roles of mom and pop all the time, or the caretaker, or the superman, or the savior, or the victim. But two people that they are responsible for their lives, they can really start sharing. And when two people become responsibles at that level, freedom is not a question. Why? Always in my perspective, okay? I'm not saying that is the truth. Why? Because when you are responsible for yourself, you are responsible for your choices. So you understand that the other person is responsible. When me, you, all of us, we understand that we all have the right to blossom, to feel joy, to grow. And if we really find a true feeling of love, love means what? It's not needing the other person. Is admiring, is wanting that that person is happy, to a level that even if we understand that we can't be happy together, maybe this person is even happier with that person because maybe he needs to play the mama role. We want that person to go into that direction and to be happy. True love is not something that we want for ourselves. True love never dies, in my opinion. Never. When we are fighting for attention, fighting for respect in a relation, something is already there that needs attention, and that is inside of each one because both are playing the game. If you are more conscious about yourself, so immediately you see how the other person is playing the game, you are the one that is responsible to point that. It's not to make the other responsible, to point that, and in a very gentle way, the most we can, to tell the other person, look, I love you, but I'm not an object of your happiness. I have my own life. We have our own life. And the more you are happy in your own life, the more we can add, the more we can bring. And in our days, people are really afraid of individuality. People are afraid of people that really think. They think they desire someone like that. They think, I want a person that is independent. A person who is independent can fly away, can go to the other part of the planet, has an opinion. To deal with that in daily life, you need to be that one too. Otherwise, it's going to be a big conflict. Because in the mind, we wish that. But at the level of emotions and heart and feelings, we are still wanting for security or for recognition. So, and that is the moment when we see the duality between what we think we want and what we are living, how we are living. If we are honest with ourselves, we bring them together and say, okay, I need to heal myself here. That's why we attract still people that, or they are immature, or they are the abusers, or they are whatever you want to point. Makes some sense, resonates inside for you, Naid, and for everyone that we are here together in this awareness meeting. Let's wait for their replies. And you can please talk, Naid, if resonates inside of you.
Yes, it resonated. And for me, the most inspiring thing about this personal work of consciousness, that it's a path that I compromised myself many years ago, is to see the evolution where I was like 5 years or 10 years, or and I really honestly can see some evolution, and from there I can see the things that are more deep, the wounds that are more deep in me, and still need. It's not about the story I tell to myself that, okay, I'm very independent. Okay, yeah, I managed to bring some of that to my life because it was a big dream. But of course, I still have this little girl here that needs a savior, and I hate that part of myself. So I know in listening to you, Sati, that this is a part of myself that I need to look at, because usually my femme fatale part, like this, yeah, so empowering woman from the 21st century, blah, blah. Usually it's hard for her to recognize like the still little annoying girl that's there looking for some attention. And I know that is that part of me that I don't know before. Now hearing you, it's that part of me. I'm not giving this little girl enough attention on this, because I'm living, because it's a part of me that is more like bright, and it's more like a big achievement in my path, being this new woman. And I feel I am becoming what the kind of woman I always want to become. But I cannot forget this little girl, and maybe she needs some attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that just came to my mind, like hearing you. That's part of me that I reject. I always tell, oh, don't be child, don't be stupid. You already should be on another place existentially. And maybe that's not the right inner speech for this little girl at this point, because I will attract these kind of tricky games, emotional games. Yeah.
When the little girls will always live inside of us. We speak so much about this in emotional healing, really. It's something that we all need to learn. That is, everything that our little girl, little boy was neglected, was rejected, was not paid attention, he will go on living inside of us, and he will become louder and louder and louder if we don't give the proper attention. So this little girl, she's trying to call your attention for years, and I know that you already met her several times in sense of inner work, but she's still there trying to call your attention for something. And one of the things that we do is the meditation of the inner child and the work with inner child. So we understand what are the true needs of that girl, why that girl needs a savior, because something in your adult need can't be responsible yet for that part. And we need to find what is the part that is still in need for attention. What does she need? Is what playfulness in a situation, that she can really trust yourself, that you will not put yourself in danger again. And that is the inner child work, emotional healing work that, of course, now we don't have time to dig, but that I totally recommend to everyone. Otherwise, we will look in partners and people that you work, and then we find ourselves totally in a big duality. Suddenly we are totally professional, really mature, secure, blah, blah, blah. And then when we start to become more intimate, even in work, we go to this little child that we want attention from the CEO or the partner that you somehow feel more attracted, not sexually even. So all these parts, and many people say, oh my God, Satya, that gives so much work. And I ask them, okay, I understand that, but do you want to choose to stay there? You can choose to stay there, but then you can't complain that your life is reflecting that. Yeah? So it's very important, and someone here was saying that is important. But where are the butterflies in the stomach? It sounds like friendship to me. That's a big deal here, that we connect romantic love with these big dramas, with these all the movies that we see on TV, all the books is about people that they had a difficulty to meet, and their love was fantastic. There's, it's it's not many times that we can really see or listen to someone saying our love is fantastic, it's easy, just flows. Why to be sexual needs to have some tension and some drama? Sexuality has the sexual tension already. Emotionally, why it needs to be a drama and tension and can't be just an adventure? Why can't be just a quest of to explore the unknown of the other person? And that's another thing that is in our society. Normally, what happens is we need to destroy the individuality and we become one. And we lose our individuality. And with that, we lose the empty space and the fresh air, the oxygen between two people. There's nothing to tell. They are always together, or they are only in the pragmatical part of life. So how can this person bring something new, and this person, and the adventure is still happening? So what I see is couples that they still have their individuality and they respect themselves. At the same time, of course, they integrate that sharing in a life that they share with kids, with house, with friends. They are the ones that they can somehow refresh their relation, because they are not coming from a needy point. They are coming from a point that they can have more together. And that is an art. That is an art. So, Naid, how can you add some more to someone? How do you feel in your life? How your relations go to a point that this empty space between you just ends, and then you feel the need to run away? And everyone now think about that. What do you add to your current relation or past relation? Or where did you lose that space to be who you are so you could bring something new to the relation?
Well, in my case, I think it's about when I start to lose the honest freedom of being who I am, and I start to try to please, to even if I see that that's not the content, the place to please, because we know at some point that like this circumstances deserves my best, and sometimes I'm just there with this need to be special. Like I go to a place when I see that, of course, from there that will I will not have what I'm looking for in life, because what I really want is to build that art, to live that art. At this point of my life, tomorrow it can change, but at this point of my life, what I really would love is to discover the art of having something stable in time with someone, and openly, maturely talk about the challenges, and keep freedom, because I have all these priorities about work, and okay. But I sometimes, in my need to be needy, it's my need to be needy that I hate it. I consciously I hate it in my mind. But of course, I need to be special, and I sometimes I go to places that they really feel me like, okay, you're just, because I'm building this persona that I don't need, or I'm so open mind. But my thing is the ethics, the honest rules of the games we play. And yeah, most of the times the experiences are good, but these need to be needs maybe at some points stops me to see the places that are not like good earth for plant, like they are not, yeah, they are not good places to build something, because that's where I am now, and that's new in my path actually. This will and availability, I don't know, but this availability to build something is new. It's a new, like, recent, like 2 years ago I was ending a relationship and saying I will be alone by the rest of my life. Yeah.
And another thing here that you're saying, that is how to remain free, but to give my best to the relation. That is very important. And that's why I speak about free will. Because sometimes we really need to give to the relation or to the other person something that will somehow cut our freedom. But if it is a conscious choice of free will, we are choosing with awareness that we give our freedom to that situation. We say, no, I will not travel, I will not go out, I will not whatever, buy whatever, so I can serve this person, so I can serve this relation. Because what happens, and it's very important what you say, when we start to have the need to please, because we will get something from the other person, we will be resentful. And when we have the need to please, some in that path, we already lost our consciousness that we are doing. We can catch ourselves and say, I need to stop. But when we start to please, we are already in what? The game of the trauma, of the behavior, the pattern, of the childhood, of the need. So, and when we decide consciously to say no to myself and yes to the relation, we are conscious. When we are conscious, we don't feel resentful. We don't feel that we lost something. We integrate ourselves in that choice. And that is, for me, one of the most important keys in relations. That is, we do something that maybe we wouldn't do, but we choose to do consciously. And when we have that decision in terms of conscious, we can't project on others because of you, because he needed. No, we decided to do. And that is the key, not to what? To ask for the payback. And when relation starts to come into the payback, it's a conflict zone, it's a war zone, because all the time people feel that they are not receiving what they wanted. And another thing that is important, and let's see how is everyone going, and then I go to the second point. How is everyone going? Do you want to write us how is going with yourself, everyone? It's resonating, all this conversation. Natasha, I don't know how to take this now. Hide, okay. Let us see your comments to our conversation with Naid. And here I have a question. I guess for me it would be being brave to be vulnerable, to heal my inner child, because it makes me feel ashamed and worthy. Yes. Okay. So this vulnerability, let's just wait for the comments of everyone, and then we go for the second part. For me, the problem was when I was pleasing my partners in everything. I sold my soul. They accept me as granted. I was afraid of being abandoned. Yes. This is amazing. So nice, these talks. It's helping me so much. Thank you, João Prat. Yes. When I started to save another one, but didn't care about myself. Exactly. So, as you see, everyone, when we start to allow our wounded parts in the relation to become unconsciously active, what happens is somehow we are projecting in the other and not being responsible for our own decisions, our own needs, and our own choices. And that bring us to the other part, that is honest and authentic communication in relations. If you behave in a certain way, but you don't express your true needs, your true feelings, how do you think the other person will respond to you? They will respond for what you show. So one of the most important things that we work in emotional healing is how can you communicate your authentic needs and principles for life. Because sometimes we can even fall in love to feel totally sexually attracted, we can admire, but the principles that we live from, they are totally different, and people have the right to have different principles. Let's stop here, everyone. Everyone, are you following us? Okay, so let's stop. First, communication, and then principles. Let's start by principles. Why? Because you told Naid there's no good ground to plant the seeds. And this is about this, Naid, is to have the clinic eye. And sometimes we, after 10 years, we are with a person and we look to that person and she totally went a totally different direction. But of course, when we start, we really need to understand where you stand and where the other person stands. And sometimes we don't want to see that because we are in love, because we are sexually totally attracted. And of course, after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, we say, oh my God, I love him, but he wants to, for him is more important to be free, to travel. He doesn't want to have kids. She doesn't want to have kids. He loves to be in social life all the time. And I love to read. I love to go to the jungle. Like now, I want to build something that is stable. And this, we need to be honest. We can't expect that the other person will change because we want, because we think that is important. And it's something that people don't want to see. Principles. Where are you going in your life?
Yeah.
A lot of dramas and conflicts come from this point. That are the principles in your life and the other person.
Yeah, now you touch a very sensitive part of this for me, because I feel I'm very flexible. I can adapt to several different environments at the same time. So sometimes I really need to be aware of where I stand in my principles, and this is getting stronger and better because I have this ability to become like a crazy hippie, and then a CEO, and then a very responsible. I have this chameleon, this changing environments and moods and mindsets and kinds of people, and sometimes this can be quality or a big problem, because these are personas. This is not me. Uh, so now I am thinking more about what I want from a relationship, more from a place of my essence, my soul, and not from this. Yeah, it's amazing to be in love. I love to feel butterflies. Someone speaks about butterflies in the group, and I'm the butterfly lover. I love to be in love. I love all this new stuff, but the things about principles and values is that I made some choices about what I stand for in life, what I want to fight for, what kind of sacrifices I am available to do in order to fight for that principles. And this is very important for me at this point. And it was not like 2 years ago or 3 or 4. It's getting stronger, and I need to share this in a heart set and mindset. This is why I feel it's not so easy as before to connect with people. It's being more, yeah, it's not so easy like to be that person who always adjusts, and yeah, I'm feeling your mood, so I will bring my persona that is very good in communicating to this kind of. Yeah, it's getting worse because this matters of principles. Yeah, more than like
Is getting worse, or what is happening is they are becoming a bigger part of who you truly are, and maybe you are willing to give your life for them. Maybe you are studying human rights and so many other things because you really give value and you have more to add to society in generally, not only your personal life, and that shrinks the opportunities.
yeah.
That's it. And that is sometimes the price that we pay because we have certain values. And it's not, of course, I understand the pain of that, oh my God, and now. But the pain of living with other people and sharing your intimacy with people that they don't share the same values, I don't know if it's not bigger, Nate.
Yes, it is. That's, yeah.
Because you really feel lonely in that.
Yeah.
So for everyone here, the topic about principles in your life, does it resonate inside of you? For everyone that you are here together with us, that we are here together? Please comment writing so I can read, because in this platform I don't see the hearts and the hands, only if you write to us. So this I believe in a society that more and more we are in a true need of authentic people. We really need to take time to think about what are my principles, where I really want to go. And of course, at 20, maybe your principles are some, at 40, at 60, totally different. But we need to time to really think about these questions. Otherwise, we will see ourselves involved in relations that they don't match our principles and values. And that is very important because we can feel attracted. We can even, enjoy that attraction, but we understand that the doesn't match. And we are honest with that because many people, they are trying for that relation to survive, to stay in that relation. And it's a drama, it's painful because they are totally different. They can't be integrated. That is a very important thing. And another thing, how is to communicate your true needs for that person. Relation to survive, to stay in that relation, and it's a drama. So it's very important that we really understand how can we, from a very honest part of ourselves, can communicate our needs, our core values, our principles, how we can, and that will require what? A trust in yourself, that you can really expose who you are, no matter what are the consequences. And that is something that we are still in a long path, because in our society we are taught to have an image, we are taught to have personas, we are taught if you are honest, people can really steal you, can really go behind and take you, and it what happens many times. But the more you can be authentic in your communication, the more possibilities you have to have the true feedback. Otherwise, they will answer to what you are only showing. And you lose your integrity, you lose your self-respect. And the question is, how do I really want to live? Do I want to lose my self-respect to stay in the relation? Do I want to lose my dignity to stay with the person? There's another question here, that is, what is love?
Yeah, and you are talking about love being this consciousness that sometimes we need to get away from a person, and I totally connect with that, and I have experienced love some in ways that are very painful emotionally, in that order, that I really 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 love a person, I really, but love from all my heart, like in a in ways that I cannot explain rationally, but bringing it to consciousness, I really know I need to break that relationship in order for harmony and for peace and for the growing of each one of us can still goes in another direction. And yeah, I think about love like something very subjective and abstract. I feel privileged because I feel it in different contexts about with people, but it's about respect, again, the principles and the values. It's about respect, it's about respect the limits of other, and even if I know that I am too pushy in some breaking limits, that it's respect. I yeah, and sometimes it's about giving up, and for me it's a very difficult aspect of love, because it's so many to accept that sometimes because we love, it's I have this need to give up of some connection or some relationship that I am living.
For me, one of the highest forms of love is true friendship. Why? Because it's easier. There's even if there's some attraction between man and woman, or man or woman, friendship doesn't have the charge of "you are mine, you live in my house, we live together, we are one." We have more space for that friend to share their own lives with other friends. And sometimes, because of that space, the intimacy that there is in the relation with friends is even deeper with the person that we have a loving relation. Because there's more respect, there's more space. We really want that person to, to blossom, to achieve what they desire. We really are there for them, they are for us. When we have this this is mine, this person belongs to me, we already are creating that person as an object. Okay. So immediately we start to lose the respect for that person. Immediately we feel, in a very unconscious way, that we can cross boundaries, that we can have less respect, we can start to speak in certain ways that we would never speak with another friend. So the boundaries, the limits, are normally totally connected with this unconscious system that it's like with kids, with the kids, that parents, they think they can do whatever they want, to shout with them, to beat them, because they're their own.
Yeah.
And with the loving relation, in a very unconscious way, because why? Because most of the time we go to the child position in loving relation. Not in the first parts of sexual attraction and seduction, but then we go to the needs of the child, because only through an intimate relation that appears. So the child starts to cross boundaries because she needs to call attention. So everything that is not solved there, it will come here. So resuming what we said till now, first of all, doing your own work of self-awareness, self-development, go and have time to really understand how was your childhood and how that is still reflecting in your loving relations and intimate relations. We have all these meditations, the emotional healing on the website. Just dive or find someone else that helps you. So many tools in our days. Second, what are your principles? Do they match with other person? Can you live with the principles and values of the other person? Third, one thing is what we have in our mind has a concept of the perfect relation for us in that moment. Another thing is how we are living that. And we need to bring them both together, because how we are living is telling us how far we are from this concept. Or maybe even saying that this concept is not real. Yeah. Third, how to communicate when you are already in the relation, your true needs and your true core values. And that requires vulnerability and courage. Otherwise, they will respond to the persona and not your true essence, your soul, your heart, who you truly are. So I hope this conversation helped you and everyone that is listening, because it's one of the great themes ever. That is, how can I build a true relation with someone without the need to sell who I truly am, without losing who I am. And with that, I'm not saying that we will not have difficult moments between partners, but if we are aware of them, they are just big gates of transformation and true growth between both of us individually and together has a relation, of course. Friends, loving, work, but of course there's a need for two to dance. We can't dance this song alone, and the other is not aware of it, is not doing their part. And that is something that you need to understand too, because sometimes they need to have a relation, they need to have someone bring us to a point that we accept even that person is not responsible for himself, herself. And that is something that we need to be honest and say, am I available for all this work alone? For what? To have a miserable daily life just in name of relation? And I think in our day this is the question: what is the price, not the price, but what am I willing to give in a relation? And maybe you are not willing anymore to be in a relation that people are not responsible from themselves, or at least that they have the honesty to be honest, that they don't know that maybe they really did something that hurted you. They can be responsible, at least that.
Yeah. And at this point, I really love my life, and it's important for me that most of the times, even with the crisis and the problems, I am at the point of my life, kind of existential moment. Tomorrow it can change, but I love my life, and I want to find people to relate to that loves their life too, more than the issues and if we should be polygamic. That's like a formal, like an agree. But that's another way, another part of the dance. At the now that I am listening to you, it's just we feel when people are cool with their lives. Not like we are positive and happy, not in that way, but we like our lives. I like the person that I am right now much more than the person that I was 5 years, and I hope with my path, and I know I need to work on that daily. That 10 years from now and 5 years, I hope to look back and yeah, good work, girl. We are better than 5 years. And I want a person, I want to relate with persons. That, yeah, that's just, I'm having ideas, not that I am listening to you. Yeah, and now that I spoke about this openly, maybe it's not a big issue. It's like just life. Sometimes I believe that the quarantine and this isolation brings this topic more evident to me. But yeah, it's better to be alone with this life that I love than be in a relationship with big drama. Definitely. Even if I have this dream, I believe everybody has to find a good match.
In this quarantena, a lot of divorces were happening because people, they were really forced to face it where they were, and when they were isolated with each other was very hard. And what I see is we are still living in with this idea of relations in a very distorted way. That is, we need to do everything to have a relation, and that is ending. We are ending that momentum of history. And of course, the more we go inside, the more we ask ourselves, why should I give away my peace of mind and heart in a relation that, and I'm not saying that we don't have difficulties and we should not fight for the relation to get better. We are speaking really about the unconscious level of it. And the more conscious we are, the more we can see. So, Naid, here we have a person saying, congratulations, Naid, for being so brave and honest and for bringing
Thank
up
you.
such precious topics.
Thank you
Naid,
so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much for always bringing so much energy and honesty for a good conversation.
Yeah.
So, everyone, hope this conversation, open conversation, could really help you to dive deep a little bit more inside of you, to have more self-inquiry, to allows you to have a space to really think about your values and how they are having space in your life and relations, and to support you. Don't be afraid to look, don't be afraid to face. And there's always something that I ask to clients that sometimes they are in a very desperate moments of their lives, that is a relation is ending, and they tell me, I will never be happy without this partner. And I always ask them, but if love is embodied in another person, why should you be attached to the past person that is already ended? So what do you really want? Is that person, or it's you want to experience love? If we want to experience love, if love is the true value and principle, we will not be attached to doing anything that will not respect our integrity and others to stay in that relation. That is already the product of a lot of trauma and conditioning. So I would like to leave you a question today: is where are you standing in your relation in this moment in your life? And what are you really giving to that relation, and what are you losing? Because one thing is to decide consciously, another thing is unconscious, to lose yourself. So, all my love to everyone. See you in the next awareness facilitator. Naid, thanks so much one more time. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Wishing you a beautiful romance full of good earth to plant the seeds, and maybe one day I can meet both of you.
Let's see how it goes.
And everyone, wishing you the most beautiful conscious relations that we can all have with each other. So, all my love, and see you at the next awareness meeting in 15 days. So we will end broadcasting. Bye. Goodbye, everyone. Beijinhos, Naid.
Beijinhos.
Thank you so much for coming. Beijinhos. Beijinhos. So everyone, all my love, thank you for being here, and I really hope that this talk, of course, is a talk that we are opening our hearts and our minds to you. I hope that is really supporting all these awareness meetings in 15 days, so we can really dive inside of ourselves, questioning, accepting who we are, facing who we are, but always, always with the ability to remember that we already have everything inside. Sometimes we think we are broken, and it's not us that we are broken, it was the environment that was really broken. And if somehow we have wounds that we all carry from many situations in life, I want to give you my trust that you can do it, you can work with that, and you can recover your quality of your own being. So see you on the next awareness meeting.